So I got my breakfast, and it's awesome. It's 4 pancakes, 4 pieces of bacon, an excellent English muffin sandwich there. Got some milk, got some low glucose boost, which is really good. Butter and syrup, cup of coffee. I've also done an albuterol and a polymyxam today, but because I was a bit late getting to it, I'll be doing the vest and saline solution much later, because I like to sleep in until 9 or something. So I guess I put the schedule off a bit, but that's fine. That's okay. Hey, so I'm back in my room, and I'll explain what happened. I went down to the 3rd floor to radiology, and I had a pick put in, so that was pretty cool. I would have gotten some... That's not for me. I would have gotten some video footage of it. However, I try to make sure I don't do anything that would distract the doctors and the nurses from what their job was. So I had an arm free during the operation, but I didn't want to be waving my arm around and flashing my camera in places and when they were working. I just wanted to try and be respectful of the excellent work that they were doing. So I got a pick put in. I can show you to it right there. And I learned something very interesting, because while they were putting it in, they had an x-ray on me, which is why I went to radiology. And at one point, I don't know if it's because they're having problems. I'm pretty sure it's because they're having problems with it. They put in some contrast so that they could look directly at what is going on with my veins. So usually what happens is, he showed this to me on the x-ray, and I would have gotten footage, but I didn't want to distract anyone, and he was explaining it to me. Usually, there's a blood vein that goes from your arm. I think he explained it goes down to about here, and they want to get the pick through that turn and everything. So he showed me the x-ray with the contrast, and he showed that the vein went up to here or so. I'm guessing it. I'm kind of going on memory. And then it would sort of go up a little into different places, and then it'd go down. And it didn't keep going where it should. It went down somewhere else, but it didn't turn where it should have. So he explained, well, it's not showing up. This means that the ink didn't go through the contrast for the x-ray, and that means that there's a blockage there. So one of my major arteries, one of the large blood veins in my chest, it's just blocked off. Just a dam. Just nothing going through. He said, well, your arm, he explained to me, he said it's not swollen or anything, there's nothing wrong with it. So clearly the way it's dissipating and the way it goes, it's clearly working fine. But they can't get a pick in through there. So what they decided to do is, he said, well, we've gotten it so far. It needs to go, I think, to about there, but we've gotten it so far, he said. So we're just going to put in a shorter pick. And so that's what I have, is usually it goes pretty far in and it goes around a turn. They couldn't, because life is fun like that. So I got a pick line in, and it's much shorter than usual, and this makes sense because I've had, judging by, that's interesting, judging by where they have it in, it seems to be swollen. That's probably from the medication. No, it's not swollen, is it? I don't know. No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just noting that it's very close to a place I've had a pick line before, and where the other doctor the other day tried to put in a pick line. So apparently there's just one place where pick lines go. So what'll happen is, I suspect that at some point they'll just switch over my medication to the pick from my IV. Still got that in, still working fine. I'm happy it's working fine, that's good. They'll just switch it over from the IV to the pick and then take out the IV at some point, because now I don't need it. And Right now, word is that I'll be discharged on Saturday, so I'll have a week here and a week at home with antibiotics. And from Saturday for a week after that, I'll be doing home IDs. That's the plan right now. So that may be a little more complicated if McKenna has a different discharge date. She also seems to be aiming for Saturday, from what I can tell, what she's texted me, what her doctors are planning. So likely, we will both be discharged on Saturday. And that'll make everything easier, because we'll just both go home at the same time. If, however, her cough persists, or they need to do whatever extra tests, it'll just be a little more complicated. If someone needs to come get me Saturday and she is staying till Monday, and anyway, that's later. That's not something to worry about. And this is an excellent lunch I have before me. I decided to forego a regular burger today for a salmon burger with some lettuce and tomato. That looks pretty good. Some chicken tenders, broccoli, clam chowder, 2 milk, and a green tea. So, excellent. Looks really good. I got myself an excellent dinner here. Chicken cheese quesadilla, broccoli, salmon, clam chowder, and potatoes and gravy. Then I got myself 2 milks and a low sugar low glucose boost calorie drink. And my arm currently is throwing a fit because it itches really, really terribly. I don't know if you can see that. That's a pretty good look. Underside. Got bumps. They itch. We've tried Benadryl. We've tried a topical cream. Nothing's really reducing symptoms here. I mean, I can't say it's unbearable per se, but it's really kind of a distract. It really itches like nothing else does. So itching it also is not really good for it. You know, just clawing at your own skin, I've learned from experience, that's a big no-no. Doctors don't like it. I don't like it. But wow, that itches. Hello. Just let you know what's going on, how my evening's been doing. It's been okay, except for this. My other arm itches too, but only slightly less. Only a little less. Which is how I'm holding the camera. Through sheer force of will. Whew. I should also mention that for dessert, I'm having the rest of what is left of this chocolate bunny, which is about 3/5, with some peanut butter in it. Got some milk with that. Made sure to tell my nurse so I have enough insulin for this. I have been having the other bits 3 different times yesterday, so I made sure I didn't eat it all at once. I thought that'd be a good idea. Thought it'd make a good dessert. I'm about to prove that point. So a part of putting in a PICC line is making sure that a wide area is very, very, very clean, which means using sanitizers that can like sort of stain the skin a bit. And so my arm has been orange for a while. They used to be blue from the first time they tried to pick, and so I'm just, I washed off the orange coloring from my arm, and a part of that is rubbing a wet cloth all over the rash I have, which kind of makes it stand out a bit more. I just wanted to get a bit of footage of it as clearly as I could, just to sort of put some visual aid there for why my arm is freaking out, why I say it itches so terribly. Right now I can only really get one arm, just because I need to hold on to my camera, but it's actually worse on my other arm. Let me see if I can. Can you really see that kind of? I know there's a lot of shadow going on. No, not a whole lot. But, oh boy, it is terrible. Yeah, okay, you can see that a bit. It's all over the place. It's all on the inside of my arm. Both arms. All up and down my arm. It's a terrible, terrible itch. It's not really painful, but man, it's so anyway, I was just getting this footage because you can see it a lot more clearly because I was washing off my arm. That's all. Just wanted to show you that.